Okay, I'm just doing a little run-out check of the 3-jaw chuck on my Harrison L5. And this was a cheap Chinese chuck. I think I paid all of about £40 for it. And got a Mitutoyo hundredths millimetre clock on there, and you can see there I've got about just over 3/100ths of a millimetre run out, 1.5 thou, sorry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the jaws out and move them round to a different set of slots. And these jaws aren't the best marked ever, but there's a 1 there, that's the 2, and that's the 3. Let's come into neutral. That's slot number 1, that's number 3, and that's number 2. There is a number stamped in the back there. So let's go with slot number 3. And into slot number 3 we will put jaw number 1. And jaw number 2 is in slot 1. And number 3 is in 2. And as you can see, they correctly centre up. Put our okay, with the jaws in the wrong slots, we're now seeing 8/100ths variation, which is about 4/1000ths of an inch, which isn't particularly good. It's not that bad either. So let's move them round one more slot. And I'm not trying to work out which key centres the best anyway. So, what shall we start with this time? can't remember if we started with number 1 slot or number 2 slot first of all. Anyway, number 2 this time. Number 1 jaw. Number 2. Number 3. As you can see, as long as you engage each jaw with the scroll in the number order of the jaws, they will correctly centre. Now that position's a lot worse. So we're seeing probably about 1/8 thou, 16/10 of a millimetre. Now it might be that you know, there's actually a little bit of swarf in the scroll with all this messing around with the jaws. Let's go back to the start position and have the correct jaw in the correct slot. That's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Now I don't think this chuck is marked, and I haven't marked it with a master key position, because generally one key will give you better centering than the others. Let's just see what we... Again, we're looking at about 3/100ths of a millimetre, 1.5 thou, and we're a reasonable distance out from the chuck. So roughly speaking, the run out doubled every time I move round, but was never really horrendous. And I've seen chucks with no numbers on the slots. In particular, a Kitagawa chuck, and you know, you can insert the jaws in different slots and still have it centre, albeit with some loss of accuracy. On that particular Kitagawa, using the master key that we identified and checking all the different positions, we have essentially had 0 run out by the time we finished.